Hi everyone, welcome back to One Meal a Day Modified. And today the menu is full of yummy, tasty flavors. I have over here braised lamb, slowly braised. I use my special mix of spices. I did marinate it first. And then my wild rice that I told you guys about. It's wild rice, red rice, basmati rice, and there's another rice in it. I can't remember what it is. But I will be showing you guys how I make this in a future video. And I still have pineapple left, so I'm working on that. I think I have enough for maybe 2 more days. And then an orange, a nice yummy juicy navel orange. And I have some Noosa yogurt. Lemon, because yum, the lemon is so good. This is just like having dessert. And Noosa is 100% natural. I don't know if it has any GMOs in it though. That I am not sure of. And I do need to check that. But this is a single serving. This is a small container. They do sell the bigger size. It's like 2 times the size. That's blurry. And this one has 160 calories. The larger container has, I believe, well over 300 calories. So yeah, definitely want to be aware when you're buying Noosa that it does come in 2 sizes. And the larger size has a lot more calories in it if you care about calories. When it comes to yogurts or things that are like fat-based, I do look at that. I don't buy anything that's fat-free because obviously a chemical process had to occur to remove the fat from it. But I do, like I said, if it's yogurt, that's definitely an area where I look. If it's cheese, I look at that, and all I do with the cheese is have a smaller portion of it. If it's super duper incredibly high in fat, which we know cheese normally is anyway. So one of the things I want to talk about today, since I talked about the other day, I talked about the negatives of doing 1 meal a day. And so I want to talk about the positives. And as far as negatives, I'm sure there are more than what I listed because, you know, everyone has an opinion and a preference. And the same thing goes to what I feel is positive. You know, people will have an opinion and they will have a preference when it comes to that as well. So, of course, as I stated in several videos, and I will not state this in every single video, but definitely consult your medical provider, your real doctor, not someone at a place where you pay a fee, before you start any type of weight loss or dietary change as far as a plan goes. Even if you are a big junk food, garbage crap eater, you know, you're eating garbage every day, I would say even before you change that, consult your medical professional because you might actually go through some sort of withdrawal or need to be weaned off or whatever. I mean, you probably, you know, may have done really bad damage to your body. So to suddenly shock it by doing something different may not be as healthy as you think. However, obviously doing anything to get healthier is better than doing nothing. Just work with a medical professional medical provider. So what I have today as far as my positives are, one of the things I love about doing 1 meal a day is once I put my meal together for the day, I can even put saran wrap over it, you know, put a lid on it, whatever, and forget about what I'm going to have to eat for the day because I've already prepared that one meal and all I need to do is, you know, warm it up or have it as it is. So I think that meal prep is incredibly easy because you're doing it once a day. I also, for me anyway, I got used to the 1 meal a day plan really, really fast. Within a week maybe even a little bit less than that, I was on the wagon and not turning back. I know for some people it may be hard, especially if you're used to eating continuously throughout the day. What you might want to do, for example, if you eat 7 or 8 times a day, what you might want to do versus just stopping that and immediately going to 1 meal a day is you might want to go from, let's say, 7 meals down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and then down to 1. So you're doing a gradual, plan versus doing one where it's so extreme that you're going from one step. Let's say you're going from the basement and zipping straight up to the sky. Like, that might be hard for you to maintain. And I don't know how successful you will be if you go that route. But for me, previous to doing 1 meal a day, I used to eat like 2 meals, and then I might have a snack once or twice throughout the day. So what I did is I went down to 1 meal, and then I still had 1 or 2 snacks during the day. And then eventually I was able to go down to 1 meal and have a snack if I felt like it throughout the day. So that's one of my modifications, is once in a while, yes, I will have a snack throughout the day. So if I finish but my rule is I have to finish everything, like this meal has to be finished before I ever think about having anything else. And also what you want to do, what I found easy was drinking water throughout the day. One of the reasons is because I like drinking water anyway. But if you're someone who, which I find very bizarre, but it happens, everyone's different. We're all, made to be unique, even though we have lots and lots and lots of similarities. But some people do not like to drink water. I would say, try different things. Like, do you like your water warmer or colder? Does it help to have chunky ice, or does it help to have milled ice like you would have in an icy type of beverage? Or some people, does it help to have like an ice machine that makes a milled ice and you kind of suck on the ice chips throughout the day? Or do you just add a little bit of lemon or lime, or maybe a little bit of fruit to your water? Like, there's different ways to drink water to make it more palatable. So try different things as far as the water goes. But I actually found the water situation was great for me. I love it. It's not a problem. As I told you previously, once in a great while, I will have what I call a special beverage, which is like my energy tea, one of my energy teas. Or even if I'm cold and I'm like, ooh, it's like beautiful outside, we have 6 feet of snow, I want to have some tea with lemon and honey, I will do that. So you don't have to suddenly go cold turkey off of things that you like. I also found that, I think anyway, that I definitely eat healthier than I did previous to doing this plan. One of the reasons why is we eat out a lot less. Like, eating out is now a treat. We used to do it as a regular thing. Like, for us, eating out was just a part of life, a way of life. We were going to do it. We just needed to figure out what we were going to eat that day or whatever. So I find that, I eat healthier because, one, I'm making the majority of the food that I eat. Number 2 is obviously exactly what you're putting into your food. Also, I find a positive is I was a label reader, I would say 60% of the time before when I was purchasing groceries. But now I'm a label reader 90% of the time, maybe even more than that. So buying something prepackaged like the Noosa yogurt, not a problem. I know what's in it. The only thing I have to verify is a GMO thing because it doesn't say anything on their package about that. That doesn't mean that there's not GMOs in there. But, you know, I definitely read labels about 90% or more of the time now. So I find that to be a positive. The other thing is I definitely have more energy. I was already a pretty high energy person, but I'm definitely preppier, happier. I get out more as far as just, you know, running outside for no reason just to get fresh air, or taking the dog, who is probably sick of me taking her outside like so often. But I will, you know, take the dog out and she's like, oh, I want to go to the bathroom. I'm like, no, we're going to go for a walk too. So I find myself just adding, which I find as a positive, is just adding in extra exercise without thinking of it as being exercise. Just, you know, having that additional energy boost, you know, you'll want to do more. So, you know, watching television less, you know, I watch television. I like doing things with my hands, so that's stuff that required sitting down. So I find myself being up more often, which is also a positive. I drastically reduced, and this kind of goes back to what I said earlier, as far as the type of foods we eat. I definitely drastically reduced the amount of unhealthy food, junk foods, garbage food, crap food that we would purchase, that we would consume. And I found another positive, which is a residual of that, is that my little family definitely overall eats healthier than we did previously. I'm still working on my daughter though, because since she is at law school, I know that there are many times they have to have rushed meals and grab whatever they can grab, and trying to come up with ways for her to, you know, grab something that's healthier, but not anything that's overly processed, which is, in today's world, I hate to say it, it is a little bit harder to do. You know, as far as energy goes, aka stamina, you know, I find that when we live in a hilly area of the United States, the town that I live in. So I used to be like, oh God, here comes a hill. I have to prepare myself for it. Now I just take those hills up, down, all around. I really don't care. Actually, the more taxing the hill is, the better. I want to conquer those hills. So I would, you know, get to the top of some of the hills and be out of breath or have to stop for a moment. I don't have to do that now. And that's because obviously doing one meal a day, and it's not obvious, but I will in the future. And when I'm trying to wait until we have a certain number of subscribers and then show you some of my pictures of what I look like, so that you can see, you know, my definite progression to where I am. But after losing over 40 pounds, my God, talk about a weight lifted off of your body frame. Definitely you feel it and it is good. So having that extra stamina is simply because you're not dragging as much weight around as you used to. And that's why I believe I have more stamina. Also, you know, when you do your annual exams, or hopefully if you do a plan like this, you'll do it with your doctor and see them every 2 to 3 months or so. I find, or my doctor and I found, that some of my results actually improved. My family traditionally has high bad cholesterol and lower good cholesterol. We found with my last test that that was no longer the fact for me, or as of that time it wasn't. My bad cholesterol had declined or decreased, which was so awesome because that has been something that has always been there. And my good cholesterol actually increased. So I was actually really happy about that. And I have to tell you, I did not like trim the fat, every little minuscule bit of fat off of everything like I used to previous to doing one meal a day. Like this piece of lamb, it is what it is. I am going to eat the entire thing. And if you look right here, like right there, you'll see there's a little bit of fat. Yep, I'm going to eat that. Not a big deal. So the fat that was coming into my diet previous to doing this was because we were eating out all of the time, and the amount of fat and oils, you know, added to your food, butters, whatever, it's unknown because you did not make the food. So, I mean, I still use olive oil. I use, you know, cooking oil once in a very great while. It's rare, but mostly I use olive oil for things. Like I said, this lamb, I will eat the entire thing and I will not trim any fat off of it. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And as well as, you know, my other improvement was my triglycerides. My triglycerides were higher. They were not diabetic level, but they were definitely higher. And we found that comparing the numbers, my triglyceride levels went down. So yes, you see I have an orange, I have pineapple, and this Noosa yogurt actually has cane sugar in it. So am I removing the sugar from my diet? No, but I'm replacing cake, or which usually I think, because as far cake candies, that's probably like the thing that we had the most, that were the sweets that I would actually eat, occasionally brownies or cookies. But thankfully I wasn't a junk food junkie when it came to things like that. But I could tell you, versus having this pineapple or having the orange, that would have been replaced with a different type of sweet treat. Not anymore. I love my fruits. I love my, you know, yogurts, obviously. So that, I believe, is what helped my triglycerides go down. The other thing, which I've talked about several times, is weight loss. But more importantly is the retention of the weight loss. It is so much easier when you are eating one meal a day, and if necessary, making whatever modifications you need to make that make sense to actually get better health. I found that doing this, I have not only lost weight, but for the first time in, I'm going to say 20 years, I've retained the weight loss for many months. Whereas previously I could lose like 20 pounds pretty quickly, but then I would say I could see the scale like going up 1 pound, 2 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. Like you could see that negative progression, and it would be so irritating and frustrating. And I would be like, you know what? Why weigh myself? Unfortunately, I know that what's going to happen. Like the outcome will not be what I want. So I would get to that certain weight loss amount of about 20 pounds, between 18 and 20. And I would just stall for the longest time, and I wouldn't be able to maintain the weight loss. This time, I am right now, I've been at a stall for like maybe a week and a half, where I haven't lost any weight, but I haven't gained any weight. Part of what we don't realize is that having stalls when it comes to losing weight is normal. And eventually, as long as you stay on a good plan and stay with it, you will, and of course any moderate exercise, you will begin to lose weight again. So whatever you do, if you come to a stall, stay with the plan. Don't give in and say, well, you know, I didn't do it again this time. Because the number one benefit to me, and my favorite positive that I need to put on a t-shirt or something, is that I have maintained the weight loss for months. And I just for the first time have hit a stall. And I don't feel negative or bad about it either, which is a good thing. I already had really good posture, but I find that I think that your posture definitely improves because you don't have the weight on your body weighing you down as much. So I find that my posture is even better than what it was before, or I don't have to make more of an effort to have good posture. So I found that to be a definite benefit because it's good for you anyway. Your hair and nails. I have pretty sturdy hair and nails. And giggling because my daughter and I are like, Jesus, like our hair is like straw and our nails are like very, you know, we've been very blessed in those areas. But I found that my hair is even better and my nails are even better than what they were before. So that might be an improvement for you. Another thing is you will definitely start seeing a leaner body. So as you start to shed the weight, for me, it's happening pretty evenly. I lost a lot of weight around my gut, around the midpoint of my body, the middle. And then I noticed, especially because of my hiking, my walking, my calisthenics, my light weights that I use, that my body overall is becoming leaner. Like you can see it in my legs, my arms. You know, this might be too much information for people, but my brassiere size actually went down and I am not sad about that. Under your neck itself, you'll find that you're losing, like you don't realize the places that you have fat on your body until it starts to either turn into muscle or you start to just lose fat. So I find that to be a huge benefit. You know, if you want a more slender, sexier body, then this plan might work for you. But one thing I would like to add is please don't do it just for that purpose, because if you do, you will not maintain it. And lastly, I just find it to be kind of fun. I know that's like a strange positive, but I do. I'm like, you know, what am I going to have today? And sometimes I'll put together a meal and I'll be like, no, I need more fruit or more veg, less protein, more protein, whatever. So I like making the adjustments. Also, I just feel like it's just neater and tidier, and I'm a pretty neat and tidy person anyway. And also sharing the information with other people that want to learn or want to try it, or at least see how you did it to see if it'll work for them and what modifications they can make. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a comment down below as far as, you know, if you have any negatives or positives as far as eating one meal a day. And also, if you can please give us a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. It literally takes a nanosecond to press the thumbs up button. And also, of course, if you subscribe to our channel, we really appreciate that. We notice that we are definitely getting some views for our videos, so please share them. We want to help other people. I will answer questions if you have them. Just leave them down below in the comments, and please have a great day. And remember that health is wealth.